How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Qiolor Tiger RL cafe racer style e-bike. So let's just jump right into it. So I guess the first thing to mention about this bike is how cool looking it is. I love the orange, the cafe racer style, 20-inch wheels, black spoked wheels. Man, it just looks really cool in my opinion. So it's rocking your standard 750 watt rear geared hub motor. So it puts out 1200 max, 750 nominal. And that's paired with this 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery. Pretty standard for these kind of bikes. Let's jump right into a top speed test and see how she does. Hey guys, before we get into the top speed test, just take a second please and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers. You can help with that with just a quick click of a button. Really easy for you, makes a big difference for me. YouTubers spend a lot of time, money, and effort on their channels. It doesn't really start to pay off until we get in the tens of thousands of subscribers, so thanks in advance. Alright, well let's just start in maybe in mode 1. There's 5 power modes, so we'll start in 1 and see what the top speed is there. I feel like the torque is pretty much the same in every mode. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was wrong about the power mode. You get full power all the time in throttle. The power levels only relate to the pedal assist. You can see we're getting 20 miles an hour. Since this is a class 2 e-bike, it's going to be limited at 20 miles an hour, but we'll unlock that and I'll show you how to do that in this video towards the end, and then we'll do another quick speed test. But let's see how fast we can do pedal assist only. All right, so looks like we're going 9 miles an hour, almost 10, 9.5. Let's bump that up to 3. Whoa, that was a pretty good bump in speed. 3 gets us to 17.5 miles an hour. And then bump it all the way up to 5, and then we're hitting that 20 mark. Not too bad. It does feel pretty awkward to pedal this bike because the seat height is fairly low. Actually, I'll put the seat height right here on the screen. While we're talking about top speed and pedal assist and stuff like that, let's talk about range a little bit. You know, so with the 13 amp hour battery, you're probably, if you're just in full power mode, well actually, because throttle is always full power mode. If you're throttle only, you're probably looking in between 15 and 20 miles worth of range, which is, good for most e-bike rides. You're probably not going to want to commute long distances on that. I mean, if you were doing pedal assist and you had in pedal assist of 1 or something like that, you might get 50, 60 miles or something out of a battery, possibly more. But like I said, it's not that comfortable to pedal. I mean, you can do it. I mean, I'm doing it just fine. It's just my knees kind of come up high. So she's rocking 180 millimeter rotors with dual piston hydraulic brakes. So pretty good for this price point, having hydraulic brakes instead of mechanical, so that's pretty cool. Let's test the brakes out and see how she does. Alright, so let's do a quick brake test going full speed. We'll start at this pole right here. Oh wow, nice brakes. Yeah, I stopped really fast. So with the 180 millimeter rotors with these dual piston hydraulic brakes, another thing I didn't mention is the weight of this bike. They say it's 87 pounds, but it feels so dang light. It's really easy to pick up. That's one thing I like about the bike, is how light it feels. You can just throw it around really easy, no problem. But yeah, for this bike, I think these brakes are perfect. They work really well. So the bike is a hardtail, but it does come with front suspension that's non-adjustable, but they're actually pretty stiff and they work well for me. Since it does have front suspension and it does have these knobby type tires, let's just do a quick sort of mild off-road test to see if she performs well. Alright, we'll just do some very, very mild off-roading. Oh shit, it's all flooded. Damn it, I gotta, it's been raining like crazy recently, so I gotta find somewhere where I can actually, maybe up here at the top of this slope here. Yeah, much better. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. It's a little jerky. Like I said, it doesn't have a rear suspension, it just has that front suspension. But, I mean, just for light trails, it'd be just fine, I think. Yeah, took that curb, no problem. Yeah, I think everywhere I go it's going to be flooded right now. So, yeah, that wasn't much of an off-road test, but it's what I got right now. All in here is going to be flooded. Yeah, my normal spots are going to be all flooded. It does come with a headlight, a brake light, and rear turn signals. Here's how they look at nighttime. All right, I got to film this inside because it's raining too hard, but there's the light. It's not too bad. It'll work. You can kind of bring it up a little bit maybe or put it down. Then here's the brake lights. Turn signals. Now let's take a look at this dash. I mean, for one, the grip, I like these grips a lot actually. They're kind of fake leather, but they're kind of cushy and comfortable to grab, you know, on both sides. You get a half throttle here. The display is very basic, you know. Your AM is to turn the bike on and off, and then you just got your power levels, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's got these nice aluminum handlebar mounts. You don't typically see these on this type of bike, but this is really cool. I like these a lot. And then you got your turn signals here, and then your horn's actually pretty loud. The brakes are just branded Qiolor. Yeah, I don't know. One of those. You got plastic fenders front and back. Like I mentioned, you got these 20-inch wheels with 4-inch fat tires. Wheels are spoked, and you got dual sport tread. So one of the interesting things is it's a single gear, so you don't have like a derailleur or anything like that, and you don't have a gear shift up here, which kind of makes it a little bit cleaner. This bike's not that comfortable to pedal anyway, so you're most likely going to be using throttle. I mean, you can pedal if you want, but these kind of bikes are kind of made for using throttle only. You know, when I look at this bike, the first thing that pops into my head is, man, look at all this space, you know, in here, in the center here. Look, think of all the activities we can do in here, and you've already got it sort of drilled for a second battery, you know, and then you got all this space underneath to mount like a Sabatron controller or something like that and get rid of that controller. For you modders out there, imagine getting two 72-volt batteries from like Powerful Lithium or something like that, and then throwing on maybe like a QS 205 4T 3000 watt motor. This thing can be a beast with, you know, pretty minimal upgrades. The seat is actually very nice. I like the seat a lot. It's really comfortable too. It's on the firmer side, but I like that. It shows like they use kind of more firm material in the seat. The battery does have a button you can press, kind of get an idea where you're at. Blue means fully charged. So it comes with a 2-amp charger. It's not great. For a 13-amp-hour battery, you're looking at probably like 6 hours or something like that to charge it from 0 to full. You should never discharge your battery to 0 though. Maybe 10% was the lowest I would go. So you do have a key right here just to take the battery off and on. You know, the pedals are just your standard pedals. You can see it does say Class 2 e-bike right there. Let's unlock it and see how fast we can get. All right, let's find some shade here so you can see this display. Hopefully you can see it in the camera, but what we'll do is you want to hold the plus and minus together till you get to the options there. You see the options come up as P01, so you're going to hit M until you get to P08, and that's what sets the top speed. And all you do is you press up on that. It's in kilometers, so you know, just put like 60 or something like that. This bike is going to go over 30 miles an hour, I don't think. And then you can just hold M again, power off, power back on. Now the speed should be unlocked, so let's see what kind of speed we get now. We should get at least like 28 miles an hour, maybe something like that. Let's see, we're at 22, 23, 24, 27. Yeah, it looks like 27 miles an hour for me, but I weigh 275 pounds, so if you're lighter, you're going to get much better top speed than that. Well, you could probably get up to 30 miles an hour on this thing, depending on your weight. One thing I'm really impressed with is the brakes. The brakes feel very good. I like these internal geared motors too because they feel a little torquey. They're kind of fun to ride. Yeah, for the money, this is actually a nice little bike, and I'm actually pretty excited about the prospect of upgrading it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'll have to see, but it seems like a really cool platform to upgrade in my opinion. The only thing I kind of don't like about it is the way the bike is designed. It's not really meant to be pedaled. You know, like I said, you can, which is perfectly fine because there's all kinds of like moped style bikes or these like little cafe racer style bikes out there. But you know, I wish it came with a larger battery, at least a 20-amp-hour battery, since most of your riding is going to be done with throttle only. That being said, if you don't want to ride over 15-20 miles or something like that, then it's perfectly fine. They do sell upgraded models of the same bike, so you can get one with more power and a bigger battery and stuff like that. This RL version comes with a 13-amp-hour battery, and that's kind of reflected in the price too. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. There'll be a link in the description for the bike. There might be a discount code down there for you. Overall, it's a really cool bike for the money, and I think so far, in my opinion, it's the most upgradable bike that I've had so far, and I think I am gonna hold on to it and maybe upgrade it and do a series of videos on that, because this thing would make one hell of a cool sleeper bike. I'll see you all next time. Bye.